Now you might be wondering, John, why am I filming a video in my car right now? Some might even say in the style of car talk from a certain YouTuber personality that we might enjoy occasionally. You might also be wondering, what is this camera angle, Andy? Well, what if I'm impersonating a beautiful sun? Actually, I guess you can't even see the sun from my angle right now, but you know what? I thought about taking a rest today, John. I really thought about it. I woke up, I did about an hour or two of work. Well, I guess first of all, I ate breakfast though, which I don't know why I've been so adamant about eating and finishing the chia seeds and the hemp hearts that I bought from Costco. And since I bought them from Costco, you already know those packages are quite hefty. And I swear to God, I've been eating chia seeds and hemp hearts for 30 grams a day for almost like over a month now. And that bag still is not even close to being finished. And it's getting to the point where I'm like, did I accidentally buy an infinite bag of chia seeds? You might be thinking, why am I more adamant talking about the chia seeds? I don't hate the chia seeds or anything, but I don't know, there's just some days it's tough to get them down, but then I keep seeing the word superfood. I'm like, maybe I gotta add them into the agenda. But today I thought about resting today, but then I thought, if I'm not sore, why should I go rest? Especially if I'm not sore in whatever I'm targeting today, right? And on the agenda today is arms. The old bicep and the old tricep, as they even say. I hear a can. I forgot that there's a can that somebody threw away in my truck bed right now. And every time I take a turn, I just keep hearing it justling and rustling about in the bag. And it's kind of bugging me a little bit. But what a flattering camera angle right over here. It really accentuates the Korean eyes of this angle right over here. It's like I'm constantly squinting. Yet here I am with eyes wide open. We might be thinking, John, too. You go, wait, Andy, is this video just for me? Technically, yes. Am I going to show this video to Jeff and he's going to go, oh, wow, gym content. Can't wait to listen about it. But then there's a lack of streams recently. And I also know you're still recovering from your toothache syndrome, which I'll definitely say threw me off a little bit when it was about a couple days after you got your wisdom teeth taken out. And then you're telling me that you're back to working out and then that the pump felt ludicrous, some might even say, when you said I felt like you were repumped with the air balloon, because I was out of commission for essentially a month after I got my wisdom teeth taken out. I remember that was not a fun time. May and a little bit part of June was not a very festive time for me personally, if I were to say so, in the physical aspect. But I guess that was a pretty fun time too. I'm pretty sure that's the most I streamed, was when I got my wisdom teeth taken out. All I did was just sit at home, play video games, stream. That was pretty fun, actually. Why is this blocked off right over here? Why is this guy weaseling himself out, whereas there's a bunch of cones over there? What is that? Okay, give you a little bit of context right now, John. There was an entire cone area where the entrance to the whatever parking center, the shopping center, was completely coned off, but some guy found a way to weasel himself out of it. Which, it's really amazing, the human mind and what it can comprehend. And when they see a bunch of cones blocking their path, and they go, I'm just going to drive straight through that, because why the fuck not? But here I am again, once again, John, rambling about, I wanted to do a car talk, emphasize on the gym, but here I am talking about what I see around me, so I guess it really fits my my rambling nature. But on the agenda today, arms. What did I do yesterday? Back. Back is still an interesting subject for me right now, because obviously I see all those videos of people going, well, if you don't build huge rear deltoids, you're missing out on intense arm gains. But I don't know. Then I see a bunch of other people saying that the rear deltoid still gets sufficiently hit, just like the front deltoid, from all pressing movements and that all pulling movements. Well, not all. A lot of rows seem to target the rear delts, but I don't know what it is. And the thing too, yesterday I really want to do those X flies, or I don't know what they call them, the rear delt flies with the cable machine, but it's like an X and it looked cool because it looks like you're doing like a cool Elden Ring animation, some might even say. But I do feel them, but at the same time, I get this weird thing. When I do those X flies, do I feel them in the rear delts and in the back? Yes. But do I also happen to feel it? What the fuck is that? But do I also happen to feel it in the other parts of the deltoids and shoulders? Yes. And it's kind of been weird because it's, again, For me personally, since I haven't really been lifting that long, it's just this constant experimental phase where I'm just like, am I even doing this right? Is this correct? Is this the right form? But I like to think it's been going all right so far. I remember one time too, John, I was just like, oh, what if I'm doing everything right? And you're just like, well, Andy, if you've been doing things and you've been seeing results, then at least you're not doing it completely wrong, which was quite reassuring in a way. Oh, it's my light. I gotta go. Ah! I don't know why I made that turn like that. I really don't know. That was the most stupid turn I think I made in a while. There was 0 cars that could have collided with me, but I had a sudden urge to just really floor it and, And one thing I'm kind of looking forward to right now is I have no idea what the audio is going to sound like on this. For example, Sam has a dedicated microphone. Could I buy a microphone and then start filming videos like this? Maybe. But at the same time, am I even considering doing this full-time? And full-time doesn't like a job, but pursuing this as another hobby now. But because I will say, while I'm always conflicted that I don't want to be another schmuck at the gym with his tripod setup filming his mid-sets, it does seem fun. And now there's also a part of me where I'm just like, should I just not care about what other people think about me at the gym? Considering a lot of people don't really even care anything other than but themselves. And then just start filming my sets and just consider this a new hobby? I thought about it too. But there's also that mild social anxiety that starts kicking in when you're just like, what if somebody bullies me? What if the employees come over to me and tell me, hey, stop filming, you're small? And I go, okay. Because now there's also a part of me where I'm just like, it'd be nice to start filming myself now and keep like a daily log and journal in a way, like a daily vlog, a journal entry, where I can see my gradual progression. Because let's be honest with Sam, he is already quite built, and you might be saying, dude, that can in the back is throwing me off so much because it sounds like something's blowing up in the back of my car right now. And every time I think I'm just like, oh, is my car actually going to fucking blow up? I don't know. But talking back on that, though, I feel like it'd be fun for me personally if I were to just keep this as not a daily series, because obviously I got to take some rest days. But I'll definitely say that, John, after you said, you really only rest when, it's too sore, I think I might start doing that. And not just because, I know I definitely see those people oh, you're overworking yourself, if you don't have enough rest period, you're not going to get the gains, you're missing out on gains because you have too much volume, blah, 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 blah. But at the same time, the reason people can get big on steroids is that they recover faster. I know that's not the only reason. I know there's an entire thing that they can literally just build muscle faster and more efficiently, but they also take less rest days because they recover faster, which means technically they have more volume. So at the same time, I know there's the whole thing about if you don't get adequate rest, especially sleep, you will not be growing. But if I feel not sore, should I just not go hit that body part? That's what I've been thinking. And again, I can't compare myself one-to-one with Sam because there might be some other factors at hand that I might not be fortunate to be blessed in. Also, the more I look at this camera angle, the more I find it really funny because my eyes look so tiny right now. And honestly, I'm not even saying that on a bad, I feel self-conscious on camera way. It just looks really funny whenever I look over and looks at him and you might be thinking too, what is this behemoth right over here? One of my Eliana, my cousin, got one of these Stanley mugs, or I guess a tumbler or a cup water bottle. And I thought, hey, that looks pretty nice. And then my main issue with water bottles that I have for the longest time is that if the opening to the water bottle is too tiny, how am I supposed to clean it inside? And you might be thinking, oh, you don't have to clean it that much, but still, what is mold and what a lot of bacteria and mold, what do they thrive off of? Moisture. Now, if I can't efficiently clean on the inside, especially with a sponge and soap, and then be able to dry it thoroughly too, I don't know what concoction's brewing up inside. But at the same time, I also kind of wanted a bigger water bottle so I don't have to constantly go refill it, because I've been using a little squeeze bottle, little baby bottle, some might even say, that I use for my bike, but I've been using it for the gym for the past year now. Has it been a year? I think it actually has been a year, actually. It's been over a year, actually. Wow, time flies. I do kind of miss that water bottle, though. I do love the look of it. It's got the little, the Asian Chinese restaurant cat that does this. It has that picture on there. It's yellow. It's also a squeeze bottle, so I feel very athletic when I squeeze it and then water is deposited. But here I am. I'm at the intersection right in front of my gym right now. And there's also a part of me where I'm just like, I kind of want to get a tripod, because wouldn't it be kind of cool if you get to see where I'm driving around on this beautiful day? Because as much as like I say I hate hot weather, Washington, when it's not boiling hot and humid, a nice bit amount of clouds in the air, and just a decent amount of sunshine, it is quite the beautiful state, I'll give it that. Nice air quality when it's not forest fire season, apparently, because apparently growing up I didn't know we would have a smoke season, but the past 4 years have proven me wrong and said, haha, it's August, what, do you want unhealthy air quality for 6 days in a row? And I go, oh, okay. Well, here's the final turn. I turn into the old complex that my gym is located at. The old Move Fitness, but it's spelled M-U-V-E. This guy is cutting so many parking lot acrosses right now. Idiot. Alright, take my left. And then I park in where I always park. Oh, the gym's actually kind of empty today. Maybe I will film a couple sets. Only thing I can really film, though, is technically if the machine has metal on it. Let me check in front of me. Am I too close to the car in front of me? No. I can attach my phone to it. Hey, look, my gear lever's in the way, too, now. Oh, without further ado, it's arms. Got my water bottle. Got my headphones. Got to get my 30 minutes of cardio out of the way. So let's get this started. All right, for the final set. Oh, okay, arms are done today. Went in at around 1 p.m., 1:08 p.m. Did my 30 minutes of cardio. And then we hit the triceps first, biceps last. You know, I used to hate arm day because, like, I think back then I just didn't know how I was supposed to, really feel during it. It felt kind of almost like wasted energy. But let's check the pump real quick. Let's see if it's even shown on the video right now. Let's get rid of this right over here. And then I would like to say I'm sufficiently pumped right now. Do I have the best angle to really showcase that? Probably not. I don't have optimal lighting. I'm not in front of a mirror. I have a downward angle showing up at me, showing my very tiny little, dainty little Asian eye, some might even say. But I think today so far has been one of my most enjoyable arm days, to say the least. As you see me frantically looking around, make sure I'm not hitting any cars on the way out, because I'm about to make an illegal turn right now. Ho, ho, ho. Cutting across the parking lot as a fiend, as some might even say. Ooh, fire truck in the distance. It's 2:52 right now, which means all the schools in my area are being let out. Which means what is, I assume, to be my 10-minute commute to the gym, sometimes even less, sometimes even more, might be extended to be in the 20-ish minutes range, maybe even 20 plus, due to all the school buses blocking my path everywhere. But I mean, what can I say? What I'm going to say? Don't stop? Am I just going to whiz right by a school bus and then be in fear, bone-chilling fear that I'm going to get my license taken away? No. I'm going to drive safe. Just think about it this way, too. If you don't drive safe, you're leaving gains at the table. Because imagine if you got into a car accident that brought you out of the gym for a while. That's lost gains right there, if you think about it, right? Dude, this angle looks so funny. Upward angle. You guys get the beautiful sky. Actually, you can't really see the skies right there. Got my little giant should I make this a sponsored ad deal right now? There we go. Beautiful. Now you get the blinding sun glare in your arm too. But look at that though. Ooh. Ooh. You know what? Might not be the most flattering angle, but to me, the arm pumps today was something else, if I'm saying so myself. Usually, I always have a hard time actually getting like a good arm pump on arm day. Especially, like, how many arm days have I had so far since I started this new split? Maybe 6 or 5 dedicated arm days, starting from when I first changed my split to chest, shoulders, back/rear deltoid, but then I realized I can just call it back because the rear deltoid is quite literally on the back. And then arms, and then legs, and then we repeat it once again. And also right now I'm experimenting with something a little bit wacky. I was mentioning it early in the going to the gym video, but dude, oh my god, my arms feel insane right now. Like, I'm having like a hard time just moving them because like they're so pumped right now. Obviously, I can still touch my shoulder because, I don't actually have that big of biceps, but also, too, do I really want to get big enough biceps where I can't touch my shoulders? It sounds like a cool flex, but I feel like at my current body height, it might just look kind of freaky in like a not good way, though, where I might look roided up. That's funny to say. I say roided up in like a negative context, but you gotta agree, a lot of the people that have a very tasteful physique on steroids do look quite menacing and good. Whoa, what was that? What was that guy doing? I thought I was about to get into a car collision right over here. Now that's the spice of life right there. Sometimes you're driving completely safe and the BMW just decides to cut you off, but then decides to back off at this last second. So I've been spared. I will not be leaving gains at the table because I did not get into a car collision on my way back to my house. But getting back to the arm day though, like I think I told you this a couple times, John, but I always had a really difficult times on my dedicated arm days of getting an actual tricep pump / fatigue, where the past month, in a way, I never had an actually good tricep pump. That is one thing, in a way, that I kind of missed about having my old push-pull legs, because with my back then split, which was not even that far ago, maybe it's like a month or two ago, where I was still doing push-pull legs, my tricep pumps that I would get on push day would be Gymnomosaurus, because I'm not even joking, John. The amount of tricep work that goes into a push day, especially with the amount of volume I was pushing out back then too, like my workouts were so long, which looking back was kind of wasted time and effort in a way, because I am liking my new split a lot more. I feel a lot more like rested, which makes sense because, for example, push-pull legs, you do push, 2 days later, or I guess in total of 3 days later, you'll be back on push. But now, with chest, back, arms, legs, I get a whole 4 days to rest up for chest. Well, technically not 4 days to rest, 3 days to rest, and the 4th day is, the new day, right? But I've been liking this split so far. I've been liking it. And you might be thinking, Andy, you can't just copy everything Sam Sulek does. You're your own individual person. If you keep copying him, you lose your sense of individuality. Well, I mean, that is to some extent true, but I weigh, like 157 now? Also, I hit a new, not a new plateau. There's a tractor on the road right now. This is kind of where I wish I had, the tripod so I can just swivel it. There's a tractor on the road right now. That's sick. One of those wheels on the tractor is basically, as tall as me. That was quite cool, actually. Which is funny, too, right now. I'm not even in, the complete country rural side right now. Normally, if I was in my actual hometown, or where I live, where it's, very deep. Actually, I live on the border before it becomes deep rural. See, it's normal to see tractors on my road near my house, but seeing a tractor this far out, that was wacky. That was freaky. What was I talking about, though? Oh, yeah, so what happened is, I was never able to get, a good tricep pump. Because I remember the very first time I ever got a tricep pump when I first started working out, it was intense. It legitimately felt like my arms were going to explode in a good way. Which, looking back too, that was kind of weird for me when I got my first ever tricep pump, because I thought I was dying, to be honest. I thought my muscles were going to explode because I worked out too much, which it is a pretty weird and funny mindset to have. But I mean, think about it this way. I'm coming from a background of have never lifted ever before. And then now I like to consider myself somewhat of an avid lifter. Some might even say a fan of lifting now. And when I will definitely say, when I got my first ever tricep pump, it was a very scary experience because I still remember to this day, because I legitimately thought my arms were going to blow up and then I was going to be injured and have no arms. But here we are still to this day. And today's tricep and bicep pumps were almost legendary in a way. I don't know if it's like my diet, maybe it's because I had a lot of carbs yesterday, but I almost felt my triceps fully pumped up like 6-7 sets in. And I think one thing that's definitely, I'm seeing a lot of reckless driving today, and it's only 2:50. It's not even 3 yet. And I've already seen like 4 close calls in my, been like 8-minute commute back home so far? That is wacky. But on top of that, I think it's me just switching around, and I think that's the beauty of it all. Like, we're all built a little bit differently. A lot of different exercises feel different for us. I remember for a while I saw Sam doing a lot of bar pushdowns, and I was like, you know what, I should try that out. And I liked it for a while too. I really liked the fatiguing feel of it, but I never got like a good pump from it though, which I'm guessing maybe my form was off. Maybe I was incorporating other muscles into it. And then here's the funny thing. I stopped doing dips because I saw and I also felt that it was like a kind of like a chest related exercise too. But then I've been putting dips back into my agenda. And I honestly think that was the secret sauce for me personally. Is it going to work for everybody else? Probably no. Who knows? But that's the fun of it all. Like, I haven't even lifted for a year yet, but even now I still think like, oh, I've done this for a couple months and I should know what I'm doing. I don't. And I think that's kind of beautiful in its own way. It's kind of daunting, but beautiful. Like, the art of lifting and working out that, our bodies are constantly changing too as we get older. So like, we find things that work, things that don't work. And right now, dips are working quite beautifully for me, if I say so myself, because even just the warm up, I start feeling my triceps like getting activated. And then especially starting on like that third set, usually I have this mentality right now too, where I consider if I were to do 4 sets of an exercise, I consider the first 2 almost like a warm-up working set, which, I might be just overcomplicating it, but I don't go to complete failure on those. Or, what's it called? Reps in reserve, RIR, where I leave what I assume to be 1 or 2 reps in the tank before I call it quits on that set. Mainly because I think, what if I go right? Like, thing is, I did warm up, but I considered that my warm-up working set. But then what I'm saying is, on the third set, which is like my first full working set, that's a nice color in that type bar, I already start to feel the triceps not being fatigued, but like I could feel them getting some blood pumped into them, and that was intense. And not even just, and thing too is, I'm not doing like body weight dips right now. I'm still doing machine assisted dips. I love the assisted pull-up dip machine. I remember I avoided it like the plague in the beginning because I thought like, it's like, it's a wuss exercise. Only unathletic people did it. But then I just realized I'm not athletic. I'm lifting for the first time in my life. Why should I not use it? And I remember my first ever like push-pull legs. That assisted dip and pull-up machine was on there every dang time. But then for a while, I kind of took it out of the rotation for a little bit because I was feeling my lats a little bit more on just normal lat pull-downs. Why did I stop doing dips? I don't know why I stopped doing dips, to be honest. Maybe I was watching a little bit too many Sam Sulek videos and I didn't seem to use the assisted dip machine, and I thought, well, if Sam's not doing it, I can't do it either. Then I realized that's stupid. He literally preaches in his own videos, do what works for you. And machine assisted dips have been very good. That guy didn't commit to his turn coming out, and now he's just sitting there halfway out into the road. What a doofus, man. I'm seeing a lot of doofuses on the road today. That man could have definitely caused an accident today, and he didn't. Why is this guy coming in now? Man, I'm just witnessing doofus central right now on these roads. Oh, is it because all the schools are out now and it's all the kiddos driving around? It might be, actually. Am I going to be like a boomer and be like, these damn kids are ruining my commute back home? Which technically is not their fault. I mean, they should drive better if they can, but it's technically my fault too, because I normally should be at my house right now. I should probably already be showered up by now, because with my new current schedule, I want to be done with the gym before 1, come back, eat, showered up all by 2. Why? That way, I can either... Well, first of all, I can get my work started early and get it finished earlier, too. But I can also get started on making sure I have enough time to pick up my cousin or go watch his tennis game, that's going to be the one unfortunate thing today. I do not think I'm going to be able to catch my cousin's tennis game today because I woke up late today, which is a tragedy. I woke up like really early in the morning today, like 6:20. I know that's not early for some people, but I woke up, had to pee, go peed, and then I went back to bed and I had the worst extra like 2 hours of sleep I've ever had. I honestly should have just stayed up. After I peed, I should have just said, fuck it, let's start the day. Let's fuck it, we ball. Well, you know what? We live and we learn. And I don't know if it's like, I think I'm starting to finalize at least a little bit of what I need in my workouts. Because even today too, John, I remember I was talking about with you the other day. I had a lot of trouble getting a tricep pump, so I just go, what if I just added more volume? Today had the least amount of volume, I think, in whenever I started working out. But I really focused on each set just being the good set, the perfect set. Was it the perfect set? No. You cannot achieve the perfect set. But having that mindset and mentality saying like, oh, maybe I don't need to pump out 21 sets of triceps just to get a pump in of the actual fatigue and workout. I did 11 sets. I normally do 12 sets because that's like not my magic number. It's just normally when I feel fully pumped and fully fatigued, or I feel like I can't really get any good reps and I'm too tired anymore. What is wrong with people driving today? What was I talking about? Today was 11 sets of tricep and even fewer on bicep. I think when I count how many sets I did on bicep, I think I only did 9 sets of bicep today. I did a 9-11 split today. But actually though, like I did the least amount of sets I think I've ever done for tricep, and I got the most mind-boggling, just blight cleansing, fever-inducing tricep pump. And then feeling that tricep pump once I started doing my bicep workout was crazy. Like, it's not even felt like I felt fatigued or anything, but my arms felt ginormous, John, if I could say so myself. And the biceps even went crazy too. Normally, I will say, my biceps fatigue pretty easily, like pretty fast. So that's one thing I always feel like, I don't know if I should call it a weak point, but I feel like I can never get enough sets. So then I just thought, what if I just really hyper-focus on getting some damn good sets in the early game, some might even say too. And what was it? I've been really, really enjoying cable, rope attachment, hammer curls. Last time I did 5 sets. Today I did 4 sets. 4 sets of 7 to 8. And my God, after just that set, I think if we're in a cutting context, say if I'm not trying to gain, I'm just trying to maintain, right? I think I could have called it quits. My biceps felt massive after those just 4 sets. Oh, I actually don't need to put on my hoodie. I'm not that sweaty today. Got my wallet, got my keys, got my water bottle. And you know what? Maybe I'll keep this up. This is kind of fun, though. This is like streaming, but in like a more schizophrenic context because I'm literally talking to nobody. I'm talking to people in the future. But on that note, a ludicrous arm day today. I think I'm going to mark it in the books that today was one of the best arm days I think I've ever had. And I'm going to be chasing today's arm day high, or somehow make it even better. Who knows? But arms done, back sufficiently sore from yesterday's back day. Don't really feel too much sore in the lats though, if I'm being honest. But the upper back is sufficiently sore, especially like that middle part, like the spine area. Oof. Legs tomorrow, not looking forward to it. As much as I enjoy legs, always the day before I'm not looking forward just because it takes so long for me. Maybe I need to like reschedule in calves to a different day, but doing a full working routine for calves into hamstrings, right into quads, legs takes me like over 2 hours, and that's the only reason I don't like it. Arms, I think I could get like an arm workout done in an hour. So 30 minutes of cardio and an hour of arms, hour and 30-minute workout. That's easy breezy, but legs, 30 minutes of cardio, and I think I straight up spent 2 hours lifting. So it might even be like 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours being at the gym if I do legs, because I it's just so taxing on the body that I always have to take longer like resting periods. Oh, you coming out of the cubby hole now. But on that note, arms, You know, let's take another gander again. Let's take another gander. Oh, wait, I think I'm slowly gonna be able to match my bicep peak with like the shoulder peak right over there. That is looking. That is looking. That is not looking too shabby. Can't really see tricep, but you can see. You know what? We don't care about the tricep. Good. Oh, the video isn't even over yet. Last time I checked, I think I had 40 minutes of footage of just me just rambling. So what am I doing post-workout? We got a little bit of creatine monohydrate that I already consumed. We have the mysterious stained ceiling. Now we're gonna shake it down with a little bit of a protein shake to get a quick surplus of protein into my body real quick. Always gotta lick the lid, and then bon appetit. Where am I? Oh, and you might be wondering too. Oh, what about this delectable treat down over here? Well, worry not. We are not going to be leaving any nutrients or gains. No gains left behind. Now that way, it's like I did the dishes in a way. So when I do the dishes later, it's even less effort than what I originally did. Now, you might be thinking, is that my final meal? Is that my meal 2 of the day? Oh, look at the perfect view of the pineapples right over there. Never. It's another intimidating up-down angle, or down-up angle, where I'm really towering over everybody. But I'm thinking... What am I thinking? I'm thinking... egg whites are on the agenda. Egg whites are on the gosh darn agenda. Boom. I'm thinking 250 grams of egg whites. Look at the beauty of this right now. You know the cup I just used to eat my protein shake? I rinse it out. I bring out the scale. Bring the cup back out. Zero it. And I'm going to be adding in 200. Let's see. Oh, 209. This has 454. I can grab a little bit more in there. 225 grams of uncooked egg whites should net me about 50 grams, or not 50, should net me about 25 grams of protein. Because, according to this container right over here, it says about 10 servings per container. So if I give myself half, and if it's 5 grams of protein per serving, I do 5 times 5. Quick maths, it's 25. So with that, I got around 25 grams of protein from my protein shake, or at least that's what the label says. And now I have around 25 grams of protein, and whoa, that looks dastardly. This looks disgusting from this angle. Wow. Dude, look at my forearms. Ooh. I'm thinking that just simply fried up. I also have some pechu 된장국, which I might heat up. Oh wait, I think I have an idea right now. So what I'm gonna do is put my pots and pans away real quick. Yeah. So I'm thinking I turn on my stove. I turn on that. I'm gonna make just a normal fried egg white omelet, if I even want to call it. It's just egg whites. That's it. With a tablespoon of oil. But then for my carbohydrate source, I bought these from Costco the other day. Don't buy this. This sucks ass. It says rice ramen. This is just rice noodles, if you know what I'm talking like 쌀국수 or what was it like homyeon? Yeah, these things suck. Well, they don't suck in the context of being noodles. They suck in the context of being ramen noodles. But let's see. A half piece of this has about 23 grams of carbs in it. Oh, that's dietary fiber in it too. So I'm guessing I'm gonna do 2 of these, maybe 3 even. How many is there in the package? There's 1, 2. Is that 3 or 4? I'm gonna assume there's 10 right now. How many servings are in this? 24. Oh, there is 12 in here. So if I go 3, 3, 3, I'm not gonna have enough at the end. So maybe I do. I don't want to do 4. That's way too much noodle. You know, I'll do 2. And maybe I'll just add in more carbs with like. Maybe I will do 3 actually. I'll do 3. Put a little bit of soy sauce, sesame oil to spruce it up a little bit. Maybe a little bit of furikake. A little bit of seaweed. Have my little egg white omelet next to it. Actually, I might just eat it as a soup because I have techu benjanguk right over there. So I'll cook the noodles, put them in a pot or put them in a bowl, and pour some soup over it. Have a nice little soupy. Yeah, that sounds delectable actually. I'll report back in once I'm done with my concoction. Well, looks like it's mealtime right now. Look at this delectable treat right over here. We have 2 servings, or I guess technically according to the package, half a noodle packet is a serving. So we have 4 servings of rice ramen with 250 grams of man, that is not an appealing shot if I'm being honest. But that is the one thing I've definitely noticed. Back when I used to be very much influenced by just cooking and like making delicious food, not very, nutritionally advanced food, some might say. Food looked a lot prettier and the presentation was a lot better, but this is very brown. But we got noodles, we got 배추 된장국, soybean cabbage soup with a little bit of tofu in it for a little extra plant protein. Some egg whites, and maybe, who knows, maybe I'll have some of the leftover fried chicken from yesterday. Oh, jump scare warning. And then maybe some little weenies also. But without further ado, it's time I eat. Because I am in my, what's it called? The anabolic, I forgot what